Holy wow.
That's not supposed to be that loud. It must have disconnected and reconnected last night. Sometimes when it reconnects, it goes to a default volume, but the default volume is just far too loud for me. All right. Full color, yes?
Full color.
Okay, just want to make sure. Some people, I ask like at the last minute, and I'm like all set up for color, and they're like, oh, I wanted a black and gray. Like, why?
No, yeah, I'm thinking just like the, like I was saying, just big bold outline, anime, you know?
Yep.
Hell yeah. Just like dude up there on the top.
Which one?
Tanjiro right up there.
Oh, up there?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I have a few of them. I have him over there, and then I have him right there, and then I have him above you. That's his fire breathing one, or his fire dance, I should say. And then I have him behind you by your feet with his sister. Man, he's everywhere in my room.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that was your like logo too, I'm like, oh my goodness, be corny as hell. You know what I want?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna start switching it up here and there, like, you know, every other like stream or whatever, it'll switch over to like a Naruto stream, you know, like a Naruto flair to it or whatnot. So yeah.
For sure.
So what do you got planned for that? You have to work at 6:30?
Yeah.
All right, I will try to tackle this all before then. I don't rush through tattoos, so I don't want to tell you like, oh, it'll be perfectly done and everything like that, but I will do my absolute best to get this done before you have to leave for work.
Oh man, yeah, whatever you can accomplish.
I will do my best. Yep.
It's all good.
All right. Can you see me and hear me now, Sarah? There you go. Married, kids, anything like that?
Yeah, I got a daughter. Well,
That's right, you said daughter, yep, earlier.
no marriage, divorce.
Okay.
Happily divorced.
Happily divorced, that's a scary thing to hear.
How about you?
Married, fur babies. We got 3 dogs. We had an accident at the house 2 years ago now, and we lost 6 of our 7.
Oh no.
Yeah. Unplug your fucking toaster, man.
Was it a fire?
Yep.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Me too. Whenever we leave, we make sure that everything that doesn't need to be plugged in is unplugged.
That's rough.
Yep.
I had to put our puppy down, well, not puppy, it was 15. Back again in November.
Yeah, they're always puppies.
Red.
Even when they're old and gray, they'll still be puppies.
Yeah. We had an old gray storm plug, so. It's just a little man.
Hmm.
He's a grandpa puppy at that point, you know.
Right.
And my daughter has a tarantula. Yeah, she's 3.
Gross.
So I think they're out from-
Gross. I do woodwork in my spare time, and one of my clients asked me to build a dollhouse, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, and she's like, I'm gonna send you some measurements and stuff like that and some pictures. I want you to build this dollhouse for my basically as like a house for my tarantula, and I'm like, nope, we're done. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I am not building a dollhouse for a tarantula. That's so gross. I'm like, if I do, I'll actually probably install secret traps so that it'll die. I hate spiders.
What's it makes it to the second floor with the spider.
Yep, just, nope, sorry, spider, you didn't make it. My bad. She was a crazy person anyways, though. Like, she got a couple of tattoos from me, and everything I thought was, I thought she was more on the normal side of what I would consider normal. That's obviously subjective.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she just got weird hash marks and stuff like that tattooed on her cheeks and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't even know who you are anymore. I am so glad that I walked away from you as a customer. That is so weird. Why do you need hash marks on your face? What the heck? How many times you fell off your bike or something? I don't know what the hell the deal is. There was a streamer, a video game streamer, who was doing stuff like that. Basically, he was going to tattoo a hash mark on his hand every time he died in Elden Ring.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, holy crap, this game is designed to make you die, and you're going to tattoo a hash mark every time you die.
Right, you might want to wait till the game plus to start that rule, buddy. Yeah, that's not quick, I think, quite a bit.
I didn't like it very much. I bought it for my PC. I played for about building the character and starting the game. I was in the game for, I think, total of about 50 minutes. And Steam has a rule, only a certain amount of time before you can't get a refund. And I got it just under the wire, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. It's the co-op is only on bosses.
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah.
co-op almost.
Yeah, I guess they're reformatting the game a little bit, that you'll actually, I think it's coming. Yeah, it's coming out. You said it just came out. Where you'll actually be able to play side by side throughout the entire game.
Yeah, seamless co-op. You can both the fast travel to any bonfire. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can ride mounts. There's no boundaries. person gets progress instead of just the host.
You know, and I'm sure they installed that in the beginning to make the game a little harder, you know, for people. But at the same time, it's like I truly bought it so that I could play with friends.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, you know, because they had talked about co-op, and I'm like, okay, cool. And you know, so if I buy it and Devin buys it, we can play some games together. And then, like, as I press co-op, it's like, oh, you're not in a dungeon. And I'm like, excuse me. And yeah, I'm like, well, that's gone. Uninstalling. And then, like, Devin's beat it like 4 or 5 times now already. And like,
Yeah.
nope, not for me.
I played through all the endings and got all the achievements. Uninstalled though.
You uninstalled it after you beat it?
Yeah. Invasions aren't really fun. The PvP's not quite there, and I didn't really care for co-op, so
Sure.
I'll wait till DLC comes out and reinstall it.
You'll wait till what comes out?
Some DLC.
Oh, sure.
Their packs are usually pretty, they don't do the season pass or anything like that, but their DLC, they usually release 2 or 3 and they're pretty substantial.
Well, that's for Souls games. Is it considered a Souls game?
Yeah.
Because this one wasn't even written by the same writers or anything. This is written by George R. R. Martin.
Right. Yeah, what Miyazaki's directed it, but he didn't write George R. R. It's weird too, the lore is just not like described there in the game, you kind of gotta search out.
Mm.
I just love the gameplay. I've been playing the Souls games and got Demon Souls back on the PlayStation.
With the crystal lizards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I had a friend who, that was his whole point to playing it, is he was going to collect every single crystal lizard, and he did it. I don't...
Got the Quarry that just came out.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a kind of a, I don't know if you saw that, it's like a horror movie, interactive basically.
No.
Almost like a Heavy Rain type game. But
Oh, okay. Heavy Rain was a lot of fun.
yeah. I think it was Fanatical had on launch day for like 40% off.
Did you ever play Condemned?
Yup.
Okay.
Man, that game was hard.
Yeah, it was.
That's good stuff though.
I was playing it, and that game came out for the 360.
Yeah.
And the girl that I was with at the time, she heard me playing it in the other room, and she came out in the room, and she's like, "You have to mute it. I can't hear this. Like, it's disgusting. I can hear like the sloshing of the blood and stuff like that." She's like, "Can't do it. You got to mute it or play it on your headphones." I'm like, "Holy crap, really?"
Yeah, I remember the bone crunching with the like melee weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a launch game?
No, that was definitely after launch. That was the one where it was you get framed for murder and you run around and try to like solve solve who framed you and everything. That was, I think, Condemned 2 came out shortly before the Xbox One. It always weirded me out that they went from Xbox to Xbox 360 to Xbox One to now Series X. Well,
Kind of all over the place.
yeah.
PlayStation was a little easier.
Yeah, PlayStation was just like, this is the 1, this is the 2, you know.
I wish they had gone the Nintendo route and just called it like Super PlayStation.
True.
Be terrible. I got a Steam Deck on order.
Yeah, I have one reserved, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't see myself using it.
Right. I work overnight and it's like when the phone ain't ringing. we got nothing to do with training.
Sure.
And the trainings are like, we have a lot of training, but it ain't 9 hours a day worth of training.
Yeah.
That's what our shifts are, so.
My worry is I'm going to buy it, and then the games I want to play on it, like Apex and stuff like that, are not going to be on it.
Right.
And it's literally said, they've said, like, not every game on Steam will be playable on it.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, with all my luck, every game I want to play will be one of those, well, this isn't playable on this one.
There's a few that, like, I have like 600 games on Steam or something. There's a lot on my backlog that are playable on it now. I'm like, I could finally be like Kingdom Come and stuff on the Steam Deck at work.
Yeah, I think my next video game purchase is going to be the Capcom pack that comes out in a few days. Puzzle Fighter, Pocket Fighter, all the different Darkstalkers, a bunch of Street Fighters, and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I'm so excited.
They're doing another like Capcom stuff for the release of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's Capcom. Yeah. I just say Street Fighter because that's how I remember it.
Are you do you like fighting games?
Yeah.
Is it just not like no other game?
Why is that?
I just get so frustrated playing fighting games. I have no idea why. Maybe because like you can just get absolutely stomped in like 7 seconds.
I think the problem with fighting games is you have your casual people like myself who I just like playing a fighting game every now and then, and then you have those people that they've went into the training room and have figured out every single combo available and how to cancel out of it, how to start a new one, how to counter every move, like the people who literally do competitions, and you get worked. And it's like people, there's actually a big complaint right now because Street Fighter 6 is coming out and they're talking about a new skill set that you're going to pretty much need in order to compete at Street Fighter. And people are like, oh, that's awesome, blah, blah, blah. But then there's casual players like myself who are actually really pissed off about it, saying, like, no, this is not awesome. This is really terrible. They're like, so no matter what I do, I will never be able to compete with that person because they play on a comp level. And so if I try to go on just the random public matches, I'm just going to get worked all the time. It's going to make the game unsellable.
I was going for Tekken 7, all the achievements, just wrapped that up actually last week.
Nice.
Found out my joystick, I have a big like Nade Blast joystick with handheld buttons and stuff. And apparently my joystick doesn't work anymore.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, oh great, I guess I get a, $20 for this thing, I guess I'm switching to the controller. So it was enough to get me my range wins, but oh man, a couple critical hits during that one.
Yeah, I used to live with one of my friends in Richfield, and I came home and it was my turn to mow the lawn, and I came out there and just like making sure there's no sticks or anything in the yard, and all of a sudden I come across a piece of a controller here and a piece of a controller there, and I grabbed all the controller pieces and I brought them in the house, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, fucking lost. And I'm like, cool, so I have to pick up your mess before I do the lawn because you can't keep it intact when you literally got up from your system, walked outside, and chucked your controller. It's not like this. Yeah, it's not like you bounced it off the wall. No, you literally had time to cool down before it went outside.
Second degree at that point, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, if this were murder, you've thought about it, came up with a plan, and executed the plan.
Right.
The only way this would have changed is if you would have found the people who made the controller and threw it at them. That would have taken even more planning, and then you'd be in a lot more trouble.
Let's get rid of this controller. Can't just throw it at the driveway.
Right? Well, like when PlayStation got hacked, when the PlayStation Online got hacked for the PlayStation 3, I actually Sony wasn't helping me out trying to solve the situation. So I talked to my bank. My bank, said Sony's going to have to solve this. Well, then I talked to Sony again. They're like, nope, your bank's got to take care of this. I'm like, okay, somebody needs to take care of it. Finally, my bank manager was like, you know what? We're going to take care of this, and we'll just sue Sony to recoup the issue. I'm like, okay, cool. And so what I did is I went to the gun range with my PlayStation. I had it strapped to the wall in the back, and I put about 200 rounds through the damn thing. And I videotaped the whole thing, or video phoned the whole thing, and I sent them the video to Sony. And I said, this is what I think of you and your product. Like, I can't believe you guys screwed me, and then you're going to try to, like, basically, walk out on your responsibility of your programmers didn't put up a firewall, and I'm getting fucked because of it.
Right.
And, yeah, it was pretty crazy, because I get an email saying, we're sorry for the mishap. Here's $10 to spend on the Sony Arcade. Oh, you mean the program that screwed up, and I got $3,000 in debt because of it? Yeah, I'm totally gonna use that $10 that you sent me. Like, nope. Here's your PlayStation, or what's left of it. Yeah, my brother worked at a gun range, so he's like, yeah, come on in, we'll do it after hours. And we waited till everybody left, and we put it at the back end on the rubber pit and just laced it into it.
Office space style?
Yep. We put a couple of 50 cals through it, and a couple of magazines of M16. It was brutal.
PlayStation's out to fire.
Yep. Yeah, the only thing that would have made it somewhat better is if somehow there was blood that came out of it. Or like if after the last round went through it, if like the disc ejected. Oh god, I wonder if that would be like, if it would do something like the moment you put one through it, or if it would take like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I guess I wonder, there's not a lot on that PCB board,
Mm-hmm.
If you'd have to hit it on the CPU, or... Still got life.
So why Tanjiro?
What's that?
Why Tanjiro?
I don't know. No real reason. Just love the art style, It's
Sure.
one of the newer shows. It's entertaining as well.
Sure.
I've always just wanted to do, I years ago, decades ago, when I first saw Elfin Live, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a Diclonius, I'm going to do something with the full tentacles and blah, 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 and that just never came to be, and I always wanted it on my leg.
Are you telling me that I could have been doing an Alpha Lead tattoo right now and you said no? Oh my god, dang it.
I could still get that somewhere.
It's one of my favorite fucking animes, and you're like, I always thought about it, but fuck that.
Alright, now that I know you're into it.
The hardest one to deal with in that anime was the dog.
Yeah, that's a rough watch, man. That was one that got me in anime. I mean, we watched that in high school, and you know, just a bunch of young, dumb kids with freaking smoking back in the day, just looking into it. You know, we're like, oh my god, what is this anime stuff? Because it's like I've seen the Dragon Ball Z and you know liked it, but I was always like I liked it because it was corny type deal.
Sure.
And then I saw it and I was like, oh, never mind. This can be some really serious shit. Start with pretty basic. I think everybody should. I feel like everybody either started with Dragon Ball, Naruto, or Cowboy Bebop for the shows. Or you know, kids like us that watched Akira, Ninja Scroll, and
I watched Akira was one of my first. Ninja Scroll was one of my first.
exactly.
Neon Genesis Evangelion was one of my first.
Oh, yeah.
And then the thing that one of the very first things that I didn't even know I was watching that was technically anime is called Ronin Warriors.
No, I haven't seen that one.
That one was cool. It was like Voltron, but instead of making a giant robot, basically they would call upon the powers of like element-based samurai suits. Like one was the wind, and one was like the water, one was earth, one was fire. It was awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
So yeah, Power Rangers meets Samurai meets Captain Planet kind of thing, but not, they weren't trying to, save the world from, forest fires and pollution. They were trying to murder a samurai who had taken over the world, really.
Right. Yeah, I think it started, I watched, there was this old show on HBO, like Spicy City, and it was an animated one. Not animated, but an animated show. And I was like, I need more of this, animated show that's got, I was young, and it's like, oh man, it's got some nudity, and it's got people that smoking up the blood. Yeah. So I opened the Akira, and I was like, holy, never mind. That's what I was looking for right there.
Mm-hmm.
Akira is still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's a great one. I actually just got a really cool Akira posters that I found online. It was a limited run print of Tetsuo at the top, kind of all mech'd out, looking down on Kaneda on his bike with the rifle. It's really neat. I like it a lot. Yep, nothing like granting immortality to a kid with an inferiority complex.
Right. Have you been tattooing in Minnesota all 26 years?
Yeah.
From the area then? Or?
Yeah, I grew up in Minneapolis. I don't go to Minneapolis very often anymore, though. But I grew up in Minneapolis. I've worked in Anoka, Fridley, Eagan, Hopkins, Minneapolis, twice. It'll be twice Eagan this at the end of the summer. I'll be moving from here to there. Burnsville, obviously. Richfield. I'm trying to remember if I worked anywhere else. I don't think so. Oh, St. Paul.
Is that going to be a new job again over in Eagan?
No, it's another one like this. It's just a Sola. And a little bit bigger space, and also different position in the building, and that's about it really. Just I don't think I want to go back to a quote-unquote normal shop, because I like being able to come in, do my thing, go home, don't have to worry about anything, don't have to hear the drama of X tattoo artist versus this one. And the only thing I do miss, though, is that there is a sense of camaraderie. There is some drama in tattoo shops, but the majority of the time it's just camaraderie of like, hey, I want to step in this guy's room and see what he's working on today.
Right.
I don't get that here, obviously, because I'm the only tattoo artist in this building, which is a little bit of a heartbreaker. I went from a shop where I had, like 5 or 6 really talented artists to look at and talk to and either admire or strive to be better than, or strive just to compete with. And I think that's really great. Like, that sense of competition can really change who you are. When tattoo artists start opening up their own shops and they don't have any competition around, it can make them stagnant a little bit. So I still have to go online all the time and like look at other artists and say, oh fuck, like I gotta make sure that I'm doing better than that, and like striving to be better myself. I always try to tell myself, like, and this is something that I learned from one of my good friends, is you never ever have to be better than the guy down the block. You just have to be better than you were yesterday. And that's a big thing that you don't really think about it until somebody says it to you. You're like, holy crap, yeah, I don't have to improve to be Hulk Hogan or The Rock or something like that. I have to just be stronger than I was yesterday. That's it. Got a little jitter going on in that leg. Yep, we did. It's alright, I was able to control it. Yeah, it's just usually sometimes you get like a weird nerve. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite pleasant compared to the sentiment that was on like a month ago.
Oh yeah, who did that one for you?
Guy John Von Vaughn.
John Von Glon's a good guy. Known him for quite a few years. Yeah. Watched him get his ass kicked. That was really funny.
Oh yeah.
So he used to work at a shop in St. Cloud, and this is a drunken buffoonery night at the tattoo convention. But he challenged his coworker Eli Bowman to a fight. Eli is 10 times the size of John. Yeah, so John pulled out a knife, like I said, drunken buffoonery. Like, even John will tell you straight up, like, it was dumb, I know. But, so he pulls a knife out on Eli, and Eli just basically shoulder jocked him with both hands at the same time, where he hit both shoulders with his hands.
Yeah.
And John was level with the earth before he hit the ground. Like, he flew back probably a good 3 or 4 feet. And it was the craziest thing. Like, John ended up in the hospital because he flew backwards with such a strike that he actually had to get stitches in the back of his head. And it was that was like a Saturday, or maybe it was a Saturday. And so Sunday morning at the convention, I walk over and I said, "How you feeling today?" And he's like, he showed me the stitches. I'm like, holy shit. Their booth is usually pretty hype. It was, it's him and Scotty Munster and Eli Bowman, and they're usually pretty excitable and pretty hyped up and everything like that.
Yeah.
That was the quietest booth I've ever seen in my entire career at a convention. Like, nobody was talking to anybody because it was, like I said, just drunk and dumb.
Yeah.
They were.
Doesn't have a filter at all.
No, I think that's what I like about him is like, he's definitely a cool cat in this industry. There's quite a few egotistical pricks in this world, and he's not one of them. Like, I admire his tenacity because he actually built a tattoo shop in Anoka, and like days before he was set to open, the zoning commissioner came in and said, "You're not zoned for tattooing here." And he's like, "Excuse me?" I pulled the permits and everything like that through your zoning and permit, area, and you didn't tell me until now. And so they said, "Sorry, you can't open." So he sued them and won. He got all of his bill back for money and lost wages.
Oh, hell yeah. Good for him.
Yep. And the thing about it is all they wanted to say is like, "Hey, we don't want another tattoo shop," or like, "Yeah, you're not zoned for that. Pick another spot on the block," or whatever. Like, this all could have been avoided, and John just, basically took it to the courts and said, "All right, somebody's paying me because I'm not losing money on this."
Right.
Like I said, more power to him. He did a good job, and that shop was beautiful too. I saw pictures of it and everything. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a great shop when he opens up. And unfortunately, it never got to open.
Yeah, because I went to Handmade down in Minneapolis.
Where?
Handmade, he's got that right over Kitty Corner.
Oh yeah, I heard about that name of the shop, but yeah.
And now he's opened a new one in Mile.
He's opened a second shop?
Yeah, I think he's closing the one in Minneapolis.
Oh, okay. Crazy. Finally able to catch a stream. Yeah, you've missed like the past 2 or 3. It's okay. I'm doing fine. Hopefully you're doing well. one of my clients yesterday asked me if I'd ever thought about streaming to Instagram, just doing Instagram live, and I don't know if I want to give Zuckerberg any of my money. Guy's kind of a piece of shit.
Right.
Fucking lizard man who doesn't know how to drink water. Yeah. Like, seriously, watching him in those hearings, I'm like, who taught you how to drink water, man? Like, that's all I want to know. I seriously just want to know where your ability to drink water came from.
You don't use the tongue straw when you're in public there.
Fucking creepy weirdo. He was trying to do that thing where you drink water from the top of the glass to stock up hiccups every time you picked it up. Yeah, and the funny thing was, you're gonna hear like conspiracy theorists like saying there's reptilians all around. Watching him, I kind of like, yeah, you're not wrong.
There might be some merit.
Like, I think I might join this whole there's reptilians around. Because here we have a very powerful man who drinks water like a lizard. See, you switched to YouTube now. I'm trying to switch over to YouTube completely. Twitch is just not really working out for me, and there's more discoverability and stuff like that on YouTube, so I think it might be just time for a switch. Elder Blackout. It's a fun name. Who are you on Twitch so that I know? Didn't realize they made cordless ones. Blackout Jack. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, battery packs for tattoo machines has been around for quite some time. I've been using them for years now. Like 2 or 3 years now, I think I've been battery. Just try relax. I can feel your leg pulsing every now and then. All you gotta do is breathe. Don't focus on your legs. Just guess my artists are old school. It's a lot of old school artists will never switch. That's fine and dandy. I mean, I know there's still a group of tattoo artists that I know that I hang out with that still to this day use car batteries for with a clip cord and a rheostat. It's just sometimes you just don't switch because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whereas this is very helpful to me, so I'm all about it. How you been, Blackout? Been pretty good. Have a good bit of tats, but do artists normally charge for touch-ups? I have one that needs some, but my anxiety won't let me message them about it. Okay, so I charge for touch-ups after a certain time period. Okay, so if you come in and you get a tattoo from me, your first touch-up is usually within the first month or two after. If something went wrong or like you didn't heal properly, about a month after you get a tattoo, I ask you to come in so I can take a look at it, make sure if it needs a touch-up that I take care of it. Anything after that first month is considered normal wear and tear, because that first month is crucial. I want to make sure that the healing was done in good measure. If I tell you how to take care of your tattoo and you do a horseshit job of healing it, I'll know in that first month. But if you if it was my issue, I will also know in that first month. Like, did I not go as solid in that area where I should have, or should it have been a little bit darker, that kind of thing. But if it's past that time, then yeah, I'm going to charge, because you could have went out in the sun all summer long, and then all of a sudden 3 months later you're like, hey, can you touch this up? Yeah, I could have, but you beat the shit out of it in the sun, so therefore it's no longer my problem. I used to say, when I was first starting out in tattoos, I used to say free touch-ups for life. And after my boss heard me say that, he says, come here. We were gonna have a conversation about that real quick, and I thought I was gonna get scolded. And he's like, "You're shooting yourself in the foot. Stop doing that, or you're gonna pay for it in the long run." And that's when I learned about. Sure, that first month, that's great. Anything after that, tell them like I have to charge you because you didn't take care of it very well. That kind of thing. Tattoos fade in the sunlight. Tattoos can have issues, and are they healing issues where I told you to use a lotion and all of a sudden you had a allergic reaction to that lotion? Okay, might be partially on me because I suggested it, but you also need to know what you're allergic to before you just start putting stuff on your skin. Recently, I actually just had that where a client was allergic to the lotion that I told her to use, and unfortunately, I didn't know that she was allergic to coconut oil when I suggested it to her. I don't think she did either, though, so she didn't blame me for it. It's been like a month, and I think it was a bit of both. The white didn't heal right because my shoes and socks. Because of my shoes and socks? Explain the white not healing right because of your shoes and socks, because that seems very strange to me. What's that? Oh, sure. It's pretty low on my leg, down on my ankle, so with work it felt like a... Oh, okay, so it rubbed off because, okay, you got the tattoo and now you're having issues with it. I thought you were talking about getting, like, doing a touch or like as when I do a touch up. Okay, so when a tattoo is in a certain area, like by a heel or a foot, I always try to warn my clients, like, hey, this is by your foot. You will eventually have issues with this because your feet lose X amount of skin per year. Like, this is just going to be an issue for the rest of your life. Yes, you can get touch-ups, but after the first month, like I said, that's when I start to charge. But each different artist is going to be a little different, obviously. So I would definitely take that with a grain of salt. Go to your artist and talk to them and see what they say they want to do. Yeah, it's Kitsune, and white in the tail is more my fault because... Yeah, I would present that information to your artist and see what they say. Try not to make it sound like you're attacking their abilities. Like, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to touch this up. I don't feel like the white is as solid as it could be. And then ask him, like, do you do any kind of, like, complimentary touch-up after the first month? to make sure everything's settled in really, really well. If they say no, then, you know, maybe say, well, you know, like, I don't feel like this was put in there very solid in comparison to what it could have been. Just try to, for some odd reason, I'm probably guilty of it too. Tattoo artists, we can take things to heart too quick. Just try to be as uncondescending as possible, because the moment you try to word it like you know how to do their job better than they do, you're gonna get kicked out of the freaking shop. Or they're gonna do a shit job just to get you, like they're gonna put you in the chair and do a shit job just because they want you gone. I've seen quite a few people, like, once they feel attacked, they do kind of a iffy job after that, and it sucks, because that's not the kind of mindset you want in a tattoo artist, but it is the mindset that can happen. Thanks. Thank you. It'll start to look much better once I actually get to move towards the shading, which is coming up in just a minute or so here. Just gotta finish the bloodlines of the dragon. He even said afterwards something about touching up the white. No, that's great. So he knows the limitations of white. So yeah, it's white doesn't always work out as Snow White. Some people, they want to think that white is just perfect Snow White as soon as it's finished, and sometimes it takes a second coat. Think of it like primer and paint. Like, you primed it and it looks great, but the primer just kind of was the base coat. It was laying down the foundations for the house. That soap is just kind of cleaning it up, and it's kind of giving you a little bit of a numbing sensation before we start the next part.
Being able to see it.
Yep.
Full stream. peek.
Right? You doing full color on this piece or just shading? Full color. Would have felt weird doing black and gray with the water dragon.
Turn that into an ash dragon real quick.
What's that?
So turn that into an ash dragon real quick. Excelsior to go to the art fair that's down there.
Yeah.
And she found a doll head for $60 that she's convinced she needs to buy.
Nice.
I put that next to your trash location, buddy.
Some people like the weird stuff. Like my friend Dan, majority of the stuff that he buys is creepy. Like, he has a collection of very creepy, like, marionettes as well as ventriloquist dummies.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, nope, not my house.
I don't think Annabelle can not be creepy, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Better your house than mine.
It's kind of what I tell him too. Like, yeah. Remind me never to hire you as an interior designer.
I've seen the movies, dude. I know how that ends.
We went to Savers one day, and I found a plate, like a decorative plate, that had a clown literally digging with his fingers inside of another clown's mouth in a dentist chair.
Oh.
And I sent it to my friend Dan, and I'm like, do you want this thing? I think it's right up your alley. He's like, fuck yes. And I'm like, it was so disturbing. It looked like something Freddy Krueger would have done, but if he was in clown form. I'm like, this is so utterly fucking disturbing.
That's the one. That's the plate.
Yep.
Like, you grab the fine china.
The thing about this is it was one of those ones that was like probably drawn and painted in like the 80s, and I'm like, who thought of this? Who literally decided, you know what? I'm gonna draw a clown reaching his hands inside of another clown's mouth in a dentist chair. That seems like a good idea. This plate will sell. The crazy thing, it sold. Somebody had to have bought it in order for it to become a thing.
Right.
There are those people that have like odd collections of like things like one of my friends, his mother had a thing for collecting roosters, like statue roosters.
Oh. Yeah.
The joke around school is not about roosters, that's for sure.
Right.
Like your mom likes that C word a lot too much.
Your mom sure has a lot of those around the house.
Yep. Dad not giving it to her enough that she has to go find it elsewhere, buy statues of it. Yeah, like that kid got torn to shreds, all because of his mother's like collection.
Mom, you think you could switch that up to chickens or something?
Yeah, it's kind of like I grew up with famous Dave's kid, and he had a thing for collecting statues of pigs. And you know, okay, cool, it kind of fits what you do.
Right.
Awesome. Hers didn't fit anything that she did, unless she was a prostitute. That just translated to something that was a little more appropriate for kitchens.
Right.
Is your mic in a fixed position? Oh, I forgot it. Dang it. I put my mic down so I could grab numbing agent. My bad. Not enough. Yeah, there you go. It was distant. Man, I don't know. I might just quit streaming, guys. Thought I'd move over to YouTube and hopefully increase my traffic, but it is not working out to be like that. I don't think people are interested. Like yesterday's stream, it was really funny. The same person pinged into the stream 4 different times, and for less than 30 seconds, probably just to see progress, and then they bounced. Like they don't want to see the whole thing; they just want to come in for a blink of an eye, make sure that the tattoo's going well, and see how it looks, and then they're out. Might be time to hang up the spurs. Like I said, I think I might be just kind of over it. Thought it'd be fun. It is just not measuring out to be as fun as I expected it to be. How you feeling so far? Good. You excited for the state fair?
Yeah, I haven't been to the state fair in a few years, so I'm always more of a vet fest guy.
Gross.
You know?
I have a bunch of friends that go out there. I just can't do it.
That's almost half the appeal, you know?
After you hear what happens after hours at the Friend Fest, you're like, nope,
Right.
I'm good. Just because it's you know, you're playing that it's the old ages doesn't mean that STDs don't fly around.
Right. It doesn't have to continue being old ages. Yeah, do you go out to the state fair much?
Oh yeah, every year. About usually 3 to 4 times a year.
Oh, for sure.
That's our kind of our summer gig. We go down there, have fun, eat stupid, and go home. Kind of a family tradition. Family traditions are kind of few and far between these days because our family's gotten so much smaller over the past 2 years. My nephew moved away. My niece kind of turned into a royal bitch, so she doesn't come around. My other nephew is invested in his girlfriend, which is a good thing for him. And brother died, father died. Like, family's getting real small real quick. Yeah, even Father's Day is coming up pretty quick here, and we're debating going down to back to the 50s. My father was a very, very fond of cars. Worked on cars his entire life, guys. So we thought maybe we'll just go down there and eat and hang out and go home.
A little hot rodder?
Not me anymore. We built street rods, more muscle than hot rods, but I gave it all up. Had a really fun little Euro car that got stolen from me, and unfortunately I just decided that was it, hanging it all up and done.
Was that stolen by somebody you know, or?
No.
Just
Basically my neighbor let the thieves into the garage. So I had a shared garage with one of my neighbors, and the flatbed pulled up and they said, "Hey, we're here to pick up this car." And my neighbor opened the garage. You know, they basically they said like, yeah, we're here for this car to like, you know, pick it up and do some work on it, yada yada yada, and they took it and.
So it's straight up gang to the flatbed.
Yep. And it was very modded, so I'm sure my neighbor basically thought like, oh yeah, it's, you know, he's probably just having it done. Well, you know, it's like, okay, cool. Where do you think I am? If that's my car, where do you think I am? I was upstairs sleeping, so when I went down to get my car, it was gone. Because my neighbor didn't want to wake me. And it's like, hey, you think that that if I had an appointment to have my car picked up, that I probably would be down there to make sure that nothing happens when it's loaded up.
Right.
So I yelled at him and told him to get fucked, and cops basically told me if we don't find it within the first like 24 hours, it's probably in pieces. That was it. End of my cars. So I called it a day and never bought another street car. Insurance could have paid for it, but like, you know what? Not worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Just time the cost, so I'm sure the time and everything.
Yep.
Did they do that over Father's Day weekend this year?
Yeah, they do it on Father's Day weekend. It's been like that for years and years. And we usually have a lot of fun, but it's kind of an emotional tax a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we used to have to get up at 5 a.m. to get the car down there and get it set up on Friday morning at 5 a.m. We were there, finding our spot and all that fun stuff, and then we could go home and hang out with the family, and then go to the thing in, you know, a few hours when it finally opened up. I miss it a little, but like I said, I'm not running headlong into buying a car just so I could street route it out, just so I can put it in there again. My good friend Neil, as far as I know, his father still does it, so we'll probably see them at the thing if he goes. I'm not sure. Him and his wife just moved, so they might not actually be going this year because of trying to get the house arranged and all that fun stuff. Yeah, we're actually when I'm done here, that's one of the things I have to go home and start packing some more. We're trying to get the house ready to be staged so that we can sell it.
Oh, really?
Yep. Definitely a seller's market, not a buyer's market, but a seller's market for sure.
Right.
But we'll have an advantage. Our house is fully paid off. So basically we'll sell the house and then we'll have, you know, at least half of the money to walk in and buy a new house. So we're not limping in with like 5 to 15%. We're walking in with, hey, we're throwing down, you know, 280, 300,000 towards a brand new house. People are gonna be like, yep.
Right. Sold.
Yep.
Let's go with that offer.
Where they get the money right now, they're gonna do it. Whereas if I walk in with 10 grand towards a house, they're gonna be like, well, this guy's offering 70, so cool, we'll probably go with him. Then I walk in and I say, well, I got 50. I got 250. Okay, we're gonna go with you. You want us to do anything? Like skip the inspection, leave all the furniture behind? What do you want? Doing well. We're almost done with the black work shading, then we're gonna start coloring.
After the black work, I might have to
Use the restroom? Sure, no problem.
Good idea to have coffee before.
Yeah, caffeine is not good for a brand new tattoo. Plus,
No, it
triggers like the gotta go to the bathroom reflex.
you know, if I don't have caffeine, I just feel bad headaches.
Sure.
Working overnight, usually it's like 3 energy drinks, you know. So I'm like, just walk up a coffee and I'll be fine. I know it's so bad for you. I wish I could get out there, but it's like this. I can't. Like driving just a zombie.
Yeah, I get it. You know, like I like my caffeine, and I don't have a physical addiction to it, other than like if I have to get off, if I just decide to go, you know, like no caffeine for a week, I definitely feel that headache after about a day. I'm like, okay, this sucks, but no, like getting nervous or feeling terrible if I don't have it after a certain amount of time. Some people, it's like I gotta have my caffeine, otherwise I'm useless. And it's like, damn, really? Like it's just a little bit of caffeine. But it's kind of the same thing with people who smoke cigarettes. Like sometimes they're like literally the meanest people in the world. They have a cigarette and then they're like, oh, I'm nice now. I'm okay. Like,
Right. Such a little Snickers hungry while waiting. Oh yeah, I get so sleepy at work, but then it's all when it's downtime, you know. At 3 a.m. when you're trying to wake me and phone call type thing. Netflix doesn't always do it.
For sure.
What does that soap have a little bit of the numbing in it? What is that, lidocaine?
Lidocaine, yep. Just a little bit. Kind of gets you over the humps when we're doing stuff like this. Turns a 3-hour tattoo into a 4-hour tattoo kind of thing. And there's gonna be people who will talk shit about it and be like, if you need numbing agent, you shouldn't get a tattoo. Like, oh, cool. Do the same thing with your root canal. You know, pain is an experience. Let's go. I want to see you handle that freaking that root canal.
Yeah, I've heard that before. It's like, no, pain should never keep somebody from art, you know? So you obviously didn't learn either. You need an artist to do their work on it. 90% of the time. I can understand people's sentiment, like how they feel, but it's like, don't tell me something else.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I don't understand people's thoughts behind it, because that's gatekeeping for fucking what reason?
Right.
Tell me a reason and I'll be okay with it. But if you're just gatekeeping because you want to feel holier than thou, like, get fucked. Nobody wants to hear your rhetoric about why, you know, you can't get a tattoo unless you feel the whole pain. All right, cool. Why don't you go to one of those tattoo artists that literally one of their jobs is to inflict as much pain as they can while they're tattooing you, because there's actual artists out there that do this. They will like literally talk shit and slap you while they're tattooing you. You want to feel pain for a tattoo? Like when people say, "I love the fucking pain." Cool. I'm going to take you to one of these guys, and you tell me after 10 minutes that you fucking love the pain.
It doesn't sound pleasant.
No.
I'm gonna hard pass on that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I've seen videos where these guys literally just beat your ass while they're tattooing you. And so when I hear that, it's just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna let you go see this guy. He's a great tattoo artist. Tell him I sent you, and he'll take care of things for you. You love the pain, so go love the pain. And I guarantee after about 2 minutes, you're gonna tap the fuck out and go home.
It has this one little line down it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, right? did that one client ever decide to do with his sleeve, that one that came into the studio hot? Yes, he wanted to move forward with it, and I told him sure, but then he had an issue where his tire got popped, I want to say. Like, I think he said he got a nail in the side of the tire, so he had to replace that, and then his funds were all screwed up because of it, and he wanted to reschedule. I gave him a couple of options. He said those were all too soon to reschedule, and I haven't heard from him since, so I don't know. Maybe he got skittish and backed out. I don't know. We'll see. You know, like, I'll give it another day or so for him to respond, and then I'll just consider it a done project and walk away from it. All right, drop it down. You can go check it. You can go in the mirror, or you can go use the restroom real quick, and then we'll do some colors.
All right. Sneak up on this side.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fancy.
I hope so.
Where's
Restroom is down on the right-hand side. Yep. Sounded like a fun project. Yeah, I mean, it did sound like a fun project, and I was kind of hyped to do it, but I'm not gonna force it to happen. Like, if he's not gonna step up to the plate and actually get it done, then I'm not gonna chase after people. If you're ready for your tattoo, you're ready for your tattoo. If you basically almost burned the bridge right away with your tattoo artist, yeah, there might be some feeling of weird there where you're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to go to him because, it just feels odd. It's cool, and that's so be it. If that's what's gonna happen, but whatever. Like I said, I'm not gonna chase him down. Just don't have the time for it. I have other projects that people are stepping up for. Obviously, this was a reschedule for another tattoo that I'll be doing next week instead. Originally he was scheduled for today, but he rescheduled for Father's Day because I still had it open, and pretty excited to do that one too. He's starting off with two characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! I couldn't tell you the name of the characters off the top of my head, but two characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! One is I want to say his name is Yaiba, and he is the character who has the blue eyes steel dragon or silver dragon, blue eyes white dragon. I don't know. Kaiba, there you go. Yeah, there's gonna be a Merrick one where it's both versions of Merrick. Whenever you're ready, lay back on down. His normal version, then I guess he gets possessed kind of version. Glad you like it. Yeah, I've been trying to like put up videos and advertise when I'm doing big tattoos or whatnot. I don't know, maybe I should try putting doing Instagram Live, which just sounds weird to me. I just know basically the Pokemon equivalent of Gen 1 for Yu-Gi-Oh! I went bonkers, nostalgia trip wore off. Huh. Yeah, I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon. Quite a few others. There was just like a massive disconnect because it just all felt too kid-like to me. So nothing ever jumped off the page and said, oh, watch me, or collect these figures. Did you see the new Fuse skin is based off of Digimon? I mean, I saw the skins. I didn't know it was based off of Digimon. I think you sent me a video of it on TikTok, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Like I said, I don't really know a lot about Digimon, so I didn't know if it was a Digimon or a Yu-Gi-Oh character. I sent you a more recent one with the comparisons. Yeah. Yeah, I know you're busy lately, and with Warzone 2 coming out and all that fun stuff, you're going to be balls deep in that one, so I'm just going to have to find some new people to play some Apex with because I want to keep playing, but I hate playing alone. Like, some days I'll have some really great games, but then some days it's just like 10 games of getting your ass kicked, and then you turn off your computer because you're like, well, that was enough masochism for today.
How much time do you have in the Apex?
Quite a lot. Not as much as some people I know, but Apex wise, I started playing about probably 4 or 5 months ago, probably closer to 5, and maybe it might be closer to 6, I don't know. And I've gotten a lot better. I still make some mistakes, still get my ass kicked, in certain fight situations, but there's other ones where I'm realizing like how to get out of that situation, what to do to like run away or displace, or if like it's a losing battle, just walk away. Like, you're going to lose this battle, just go. Fuck the other team. Like, let them regroup, you'll regroup, whatever. And that's I watched this one player, and she basically said that if you don't win a fight in 10 seconds, walk away, regroup. That's all you gotta do. Like, sometimes if you just keep trying to punch through the same hole, you're just gonna get killed. So after 10 seconds, if you have not won that fight or downed at least 2/3 of their people and all 3 of you are still up, like if you've already lost one of your people, it might be time to back away, because you're making a lot of noise. People are gonna see you, people are gonna hear you, and they're gonna come for you.
Disengage.
Yep, disengage, regroup. That's all you gotta do. It's better to walk away from a fight than limp away from it. Because while you might have taken, 15, 20 seconds to fight that fight, and you and one of your teammates are hurting, and you still have to pick up your third, while you're resurrecting your third, there's another team walking right up to you right now because they heard the fight and it only took them 15 seconds to get there. Third party is a scary motherfucker. Just haven't had time for myself, honestly. Well, dude, no offense, I know what you're going through, but you need to start making time for yourself too. I know that the other part takes precedence too, but if you sacrifice your time to make time, is it going to get reciprocated? That's what I always look at. Like, if I were to give Sarah the majority of my time, is it going to get reciprocated? Yes, I know it will with her. But sometimes, like, if it's getting asked too much, then you realize one of my favorite quotes in this whole wide world is, people who take don't know a limit. People who give need to set the limit. And that's all it is. You just got to be careful of how much you're giving, because givers want to give. Takers want to take. You just have to be able to figure out when enough is enough, and hey, I need time for me too. Even if that's going for a walk solo, or freaking walking into a bathroom in a public place and doing something unspeakable. I don't know. I get that it's just hard to find a balance. I don't know how to navigate this. Then you need to back away, ask for help. There's a lot of things in my life that I don't know how to navigate, and I try to ask for help here and there, but it's also really, really tough to want to ask for that help. Can't be too proud to ask. Just don't be surprised if people don't turn around and bend over backwards and help you out, because some of them are going to be going through some fucked up shit too, and they're not going to be able to help you out as much as you would like, or they don't want to deal with it. Like I said, I've talked about this once or twice. Years ago, Sarah and I were having issues, and I asked one of my friends who I admired very much, and I said, hey, I need to know, like, what I should do. I'm going through some shit with Sarah, and I don't feel like we're gonna make it. I just need some advice, because I admire your relationship with your wife and how strong you guys seem to be. And he looked at me, he's like, everybody's going through shit, suck it up. And that was the end of our friendship. I walked away that very day, and I never looked back, because that was brutal. I needed help. I was very much struggling with what I was going through, and it wasn't so much me, it was more of a struggle of we, and I just needed some advice, and I got pretty much told to go fuck myself from one of my best friends. So like I said, don't be afraid to ask people for help, but realize that some people will never want to help. And I know your situation enough to know that it's going to be hard to explain it to some people without giving all the advice or all the information up front. And some people will be even more skittish to help if you're unwilling to share. Sucks. But you also, like I said, you just got to start looking for yourself too. Find that time. Talk to your grandma. She seems really smart about this whole situation. For sure. She's been a good help. I found supports here and there. Here in places I didn't think, which has been great. I think I just need some sort of therapy regardless. And it's something, yeah, you should. It's good that you're thinking of that, because it's kind of crazy that, like I said, I think it's kind of crazy, and this isn't an attack at you, so please don't take it as such. I don't know if it's crazy or if it's just shocking to me that you didn't walk away. Like, if it was me, I would have a hard time not walking away. I don't know what that says about me, but it's the way it is for me. Like, I don't know if I could handle it. didn't take it as an attack or anything. I thought about it, especially when it was so fresh, but it's hard to explain over text or even words if I were in front of you. No, I get it. I know I don't do well in that kind of, like, in a situation where, like, I don't know if there's actually an outcome that will be not beneficial, but not even a win. Like, the situation that you're in pretty much has a loss to it, no matter how you look at it. There is going to be a massive loss, either to your psyche, to your physical well-being, to your everything. Like, it's going to be a pretty big loss, no matter how you look at it. Not to mention the emotional. And that's what scares the shit out of me. Like, if there's not going to be a outcome that's desired by anything, that's tough. That's a really, really tough situation. Because it's, you know you're going to lose. It's how much you're willing to lose. What are they, I don't know if it's a Pyrrhic effort. That's something that I've definitely looked into over the course of my life, but it's definitely somewhere along that lines. I don't know if you know what a Pyrrhic effort is, but if you don't, Pyrrhic effort is basically where the loss was greater than the sacrifice that was made. Like, no matter how far you sacrificed, you still came out losing too far. I actually learned that from a action drama movie. I didn't know what that one was before that movie. If you've never seen it, it's an amazing movie. It's called 187. It's crazy good, but it's dark, that's for sure. Sam Jackson, Method Man, and I can never remember the guy who attacks him's name. It's like a weird name where it repeats. Like, his last name is part of his first name. Like Carlos de Carlos or something like that. I can't remember what the hell it is, but he was in Traffic and a few other movies too. He's super good. He was the assassin in Traffic. God, that movie was good. And I always wonder if that movie is the one that tanked Topher Grace's career, because he went from fun-loving, Eric Foreman to, I'm a freaking drug addict freak who sold my girlfriend into prostitution. You're like, what? That took a turn.
I always get Traffic and Crash mixed up because it came out at similar times. And the name was like...
Oh, which one was Eric Foreman in Crash, or was he in? I think he was in Traffic.
He was in Traffic.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Exactly. As soon as I start talking about.
Yeah, because I remember Crash. That was one with Ludacris in it, right?
Yeah, it had Matt Dillon. And...
Yep. Okay. Because there was another movie called Crash that came around the same time, and it was actually really weird. It was a movie about people who got off sexually on car accidents. And I think it was James Spader and Rosanna Arquette, Elias Koteas, and a few other people, and it was really dark, like super ultra dark. Like after a car crash, James Spader's character was attracted to a girl who was she lost her leg in a car accident.
Yep.
It was such a odd movie. Weird sex scenes too. Holy crap, they were weird. If I remember right, one of the guys in the group even went so far as to like purposely get into car accidents while doing naughty stuff in the car just for the thrill of it.
Yeah, that's one fetish,
Right?
How do you find that out? Well, I was in a car, I got rear into that stoplight.
So, God, who was I listening to? There was this one comedian. He was talking. I think it was Bill Burr, maybe, and he was talking about how you never know how spicy you like your food until you've had it. Kind of like your sex life. You never know how spicy you want it until you're presented with a different thing that you're like, holy crap, that's my thing. Like, you know, there's people who are like sexually attracted to trees. Like, not wood, trees. And you
doesn't cut it, I need the breath.
right. And it's like, how do you know that that's your thing? You just walk by a tree one day and you're like, whoa. That's a new feeling.
Did you see that willow tree?
Yep. Yeah, did you see the trunk on that willow tree over there? She was looking at me. Gives a whole new meaning to the word tree huggers. Damn, tree-loving hippies. Possibly.
Very literally.
Mm-hmm. So what other animes do you watch other than Demon Slayer or Elfen Lied and all that fun stuff? What are you into now?
Working my way through the rest of Demon Slayer. I got that last arc to do. Just watched The Promised Neverland with my daughter. That one was weird.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. Yeah, I watched a lot of the kind of the Studio Ghibli ones.
Sure.
Big fan. Absolutely loved Spirited Away.
Sure.
rewatched Cowboy Bebop again recently. Finished up Attack on Titan, playing a game of that too now. Second game, Bandai was just on sale on the big Steam sale.
Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was even a video game Attack on Titan.
Oh, it's pretty sweet too.
Hmm. What do you have to do? Just jump from wall to wall, pretty much killing all the Titans, or what?
Yeah, you got like up with the controller and each trigger is like one of the slingshots off each side of your body. And you can just fly through canyons and trees and grab whatever you want and whip whichever way, and then you gotta rip up around the Titans and like hit the weak spots.
Hmm.
Pretty fast-paced.
Sounds like Spider-Man meets Shadow of the Colossus.
It's kind of exactly like that.
It's crazy. Spider-Man was actually... They used the map for Spider-Man to develop the first Hulk game, which was amazing. It was such a good fucking game.
What was that on?
PlayStation 2, I think, maybe Xbox 360.
I think I remember just fighting through that one really quick and had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. It came out almost simultaneously with the Incredible Hulk movie, the one with Edward Norton.
Oh, yep.
And it was a really great game. And then right from that, they another company bought the engine from them so that they could make it for their game, and they made a game called Prototype. They had part 1 and part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Those games were so fucking good. Man. Hands down, one of my favorite games. I pumped so many hours into maxing out my characters to the part where, like, I had nothing left to do. I was just running around collecting as much, of the things that I left behind in the playthrough.
Yeah, I remember I got that was back in the PlayStation days, because I got the Platinum Trophy on Prototype 1.
Nice. That's the collect everything game? Yeah. See, I didn't have PlayStation for that one. I played that probably on Xbox because like when they had the trophies, I'm like, okay. Like, I kind of like the Xbox achievement ones better, but that was me. It was just a weird bias that I had towards, it's the same achievement. It's just like, I like the achievement better than the trophy.
Right. That's what I've been doing on Steam now. So I have so many games for like 75%.
Nice.
Like, why don't I just fire through these,
For sure.
So I gotta get the Metro Last Light Redux done. Dark Souls 3 is at like 85%. That is gonna do a couple of weird things.
Yeah. See, that was me with the Batman games. I have every Riddler trophy on every single Batman.
Oh, for sure. Is that like the final achievement or whatever?
The Riddler trophies, there's 250 per game.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a collectible that, like, you have to solve a puzzle in order to get them. Like, some of them, they're just walk up and grab it. But some of them are, you, like, this door will open and for 10 seconds only, so you have to get from this side of town to that side of town to grab this trophy before the door closes. Yeah, it's rough.
I've got all those games on, I played the original Arkham Asylum, like back in consoles, and I've got all of them on Steam.
Nice, they're great games. I mean, I'm probably gonna play through them again pretty soon because there's just too many good parts to them, and like the storylines are great. The different like villains you have to fight are awesome.
I fired up the Arkham Knight. That's the newest one.
Yep, that was the newest one. That has 2 different endings depending on if you get all the Riddler trophies or not.
And at that time I had like a 9.7 on my computer, and I was a budget rate.
Sure.
And it just did not run.
It's because there's no clipping in that game, so like as the game is like you can literally see one side of the map from the other side. There's no clipping, so it's got to load the entire map in your vision. So that's why some graphics cards just can't handle it.
Yeah, I just fired up now with the 3080. You doable with that?
Hopefully. 3080 Ti or just 3080?
The TI.
Okay. Yeah, I run AMD, so I have the Radeon 6900 XT. Yep, it's the equivalent of the 3090 for AMD people.
Yeah, it's the first time I've got an AMD CPU in forever. So yeah, 5950X. Like 16 cores, 32 threads.
Yep.
Be able to do it.
Yep, that's what I got right now, and then 128 RAM, and
I suppose you do a lot of graphics stuff, right?
no, I don't, not at all. My rig is specifically games. I don't do anything else on it. I mean, I answer emails every now and then, but it's pretty much specifically for games. Yeah, I don't need what I have, but I have it.
Right.
Like, and then I found out that Samsung just figured out a way to do some nasty shit. Samsung within the next year will be releasing a 768 gig RAM card. One. So you will be able to buy 128, 256, 512, and 768 as one card. Could you imagine for RAM? Yes. They unlocked the ability to fucking make 768 cards of RAM in DDR5. Yes, it is. You got to remember, Samsung was the front runner in the I don't know if you even read about this or heard about it. Samsung was the front runner in the technology that basically just made it possible that Japan sent 712 terabytes in from coast to coast in 3 seconds.
I want that speed.
768 terabytes, or 716 or 7. I have to look up the exact record again, but yeah, it's like 700 and something terabytes in 3 seconds flat.
I'm happy when I go to speed test and it's 500 megabit download, you know.
Well,
Yeah, that's great.
who do you use for your?
Media account.
Oh, okay.
That's all I have in my area.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of people like freak out when I say I have CenturyLink, but we have the CenturyLink fiber optic. I get 1,000 up, 1,000 down.
Yeah, okay.
And it's true too. Like I actually figured, you know, I like on my video game, when I'm playing video games, that 49-inch monitor, I never drop below 340 frames a second. Not once. Partially because of the RAM, partially because of the 240 hertz monitor and all that fun stuff, but it's also because of my connections, just stupid fast.
Yeah, that's a hell of a computer.
And it's crazy when I go to the store and I see something and I'm like, I want to put that in my computer. Like when a new motherboard comes out, yeah. I kind of want to get a new motherboard. Don't need it. Probably going to buy what it anyways.
Yeah, I was just, I wanted a 3080 Ti because I had a 1080 Ti. And prices finally came down. I'm like, I want to do it. That's it.
Right.
And I got a deal on a sale box at Micro Center. It was $200 more than just the 3080 Ti. And it came with a dynamic case, all the liquid cooling parts, the Asus Strix Wi-Fi motherboard, which is like a $450 motherboard, and 800 watt gold power supply that you get.
So it's basically a pre-built?
It came as like it wasn't built, but it had like all the components.
Oh, like a bundle, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
And that was $14.99. The card was $12.99. So I'm like, well, yeah, that's like another $800 worth of components in a brand new kit, you know? So I swapped my RAM and bought the 5950X also. And, you know, did it all up with new cables, new fans, all the whole shittery.
For sure.
Then I took the old one and put some other like Team RGB RAM in it. So now my daughter's got a 9700K and a 1080 Ti.
That's my wife. When I started upgrading my computer, I built her a really girly computer. Like it's all pinks and whites and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But this thing this thing is literally just a fucking gaming monster. It's the 2160 Ti and stuff like that, and she's like, it's like nothing she needs. Like she checks her email and like Google searches and stuff on it, and it's like this thing is built to the hilt, and you're just like, yep, I play this little game. It's like The Sims Part 2.
That's my daughter, you know, she's got that rig for Roblox.
Yep. Yeah, what's crazy is when you see these people that have massive built rigs. What do you play? Minecraft. Like,
Minecraft,
fuck your mother with that one. You literally have a game system that can play everything under the sun, and you play Minecraft.
Yeah, but I have my own server.
Yeah.
Although my daughter did play through, what's that story-driven one that everybody loves?
Two of it, or It Takes Two?
No,
No.
the single player, the second one is called True Colors.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
That's what it was, but I'll figure it out. Life is Strange.
Oh yeah, a lot of people played that one. I never got into it, but yeah, I can see that being a big one.
Yeah, she put like 20 hours into it and played through the whole story and everything.
Crazy.
Yeah, she plays like a half hour every night for like a month and a half. She was stoked about the ending, you know. She's like, I sacrificed the whole city to save my best friend.
You and her should play It Takes Two. You'd get a kick out of it.
I remember I've seen some clips of that. People are just laughing.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you actually have to use teamwork. Mm-hmm. It's really, really fun too. Like my wife and we played it, but she's never really been a video game person, so it stressed her the fuck out. Like real bad stressed her out.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's 7 bosses in the whole game. We got to boss number 2, and she's never played it since.
This is the opposite of what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. You're supposed to get more excited as we go. Yeah, no. Nope. She got so far, and that was it. Love her to death, but she hates video games that aren't like Animal Crossing. Moving right along, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, good.
Good.
So every time I check that myself, sometimes it's just looking fantastic.
Thank you very much. One of these days I'm gonna have to take up my friend Devin and borrow his login to watch The Boys. Every time I see a freaking preview, I'm like, God damn it, I want to watch this show.
Oh, right. I'm trying to get through, I finally started up The Wire again.
I loved that show, but I had to stop right. Like, have you seen the whole thing?
Nope.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, I've determined to fire through it, because I've always made it through like a season and a half, and I'll pick up something else.
Sure. So, as much as I love that show, one of my favorite characters dies, and I'm at the episode right before he dies, and I do not want to fucking see him die. I just can't. He's like seriously like my favorite fucking character in that show, and I don't want to watch it.
Right, right.
Like, kill everybody else. The whole cast could die. Just don't kill that dude. It's a great, great show. God, I loved it. Definitely gave you a whole different, like when people are like, oh yeah, I'm from Baltimore, and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound so bad, and then you see The Wire, and you're like, holy shit. Like, you were born in a war zone.
Right. There's that new one out, We Own This City.
Oh, I haven't watched any of it.
It's the same producers as The Wire.
Okay.
And I watched that, and they're talking at the end of violent crime rate. Blah, 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 it's all about violent crime. And you have a 1 in 24% chance of or 1 in 24 chance of becoming a victim of violent crime if you're in Baltimore.
Yep.
And, I'm looking it up online, fair enough, that's what the stats are, looking at everything, and I just shits and giggles Google Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 1 in 21 chance of, I'm like, oh, we beat Baltimore. That's fantastic.
We're number one. Yeah, it's kind of like when they put out the stats a few years ago about felons in major sports, and the Vikings were number one in the NFL for most felonies and violent misdemeanors. And I'm like, well, at least you guys are number one, at least something. It's definitely not football. You got bragging rights there. Too bad the only way you can brag is the other inmates. Hopefully you go to jail for what you've done, but you're a sports star, so most likely, no. Yeah, I can remember when there was a football player from Minnesota that beat his son so bad he hospitalized him. He didn't spend a second in jail. Not 1 second. Yep. Has like 6 illegitimate kids, or like, not illegitimate. Well, this one was kind of illegitimate, I guess. But he has 6 kids that he doesn't take care of or anything. And people are like, well, he can run a ball. I'm like, cool.
Is that AP?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yep.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he actually beat his son so bad that he tore a hole in his scrotum.
Was that the switch?
The switch, yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and his reasoning behind it was, this is the way I was raised. You weren't raised by a 300-pound linebacker. You were raised by a frail little old grandma. Don't tell me it's the same. Who's your favorite character in The Wire?
there's a lot of good ones. I love McNulty. I like Omar a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are probably that's top of my
Omar's dope. It's so like he's a lot of fun because he's pretty much Robin Hood, only he won't fuck with any of he won't rob businesses, but he'll rob dealers left and right.
Right.
But it's so crazy to like see that actor play who he is in that show, because you're like, holy crap, that's not you at all. Like, and that actor just actually passed away this past year.
Yeah, that's right.
And it sucks because he's one of my favorite actors. And I'm like, I loved you in everything you were in. Shit. Yeah, he was also in Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, did you play Whitey?
Yep. Which is really fucking funny. Darkest dude in the whole show, named Whitey. God, he was funny.
That's a great show.
Mm-hmm. I kind of fell off of it at like the beginning of season 3, like after his wife kind of like took the money and like spent it on like it was supposed to like go towards the highway, but she like gave it to like the doctors. I'm like, you'd be 6 feet underneath the boardwalk right now. Like, this is bullshit that he didn't kill your ass. And then the weird FBI agent who's now like a vacuum salesman. Fucking crazy dude.
He was weird.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes who probably gets out in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't know, so he had to use a belt instead. So.
Alright. Have it down, do the blue, then do the flesh tone, then do the white highlights, and I think we're going to be done after that. Oh yeah, I move pretty quick. I've been tattooing for quite a long time, so when I get into the movements, it just keeps going. Like I've never been one to like dawdle or anything like that.
Right.
Thanks. A little bummed that one of the things I have to pack up today is my 3D printers. Fucking when I
Those things are like, they're big.
they're tanks and they're not easy to pack up, and once you actually do pack them up, it's like, cool, what if I want to build something between now and then? Nope, not today, Junior.
Ain't happening.
Nope.
How long have you been into the 3D printer?
My wife got it for me for a birthday present, and it's I always wanted one. I thought it was really fun, and I think she got it for me about a year ago. No, 2 years ago now, and No, just a little over a year ago. Yeah, it had to be. Because originally we bought she got the first one for me, and then it was kind of a birthday present, trying to also keep my mind off the fact that we just buried who we did and all that fun stuff. So, like, it was just take your mind off the kind of things. And I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. And there's like lots of stuff I want to build, and it's got such a crazy learning curve. Like when people are just like, yeah, I'm going to buy a 3D printer and I'm just going to go do whatever I want. And it's like, nope, you're not.
Yeah.
First few weeks are going to be you wanting to throw that thing in traffic.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people trying to start on it, and it's like, you know what, printed, I successfully printed a while, but wire.
Yep. Like your first successful print, you're like, holy shit, I am so excited right now. After that, you're like, then the next print right after that fails, you're like, okay, what did I do wrong this time? You just start like, you have these like ebbs and flows of, oh god damn it, I thought it was dialed in, what the hell? And then all of a sudden it's just gone.
Is that because of like the program?
It's the leveling. If you don't take the time, like say I am making a whole bunch of stuff, but say I moved the printer, or I might have upset the level when I was pulling off the, like pulling the thing off the build plate. If that build plate came up a little bit and I didn't re-level it, now that corner might be up. So when it's trying to lay down that next layer is not there. It's not where it needs to be. So if you think it's just boom, 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 kind of like an assembly line, like, oh, I got it all level, now it's fine forever. Right. Nope, it's fine for sometimes 2, maybe 3 prints, and then you better be checking it, or you're going to end up with something that is not level at all anymore. And that sucks when you're battling with a piece of technology that you just spent 10 to 15 minutes leveling, and now all of a sudden it's not level anymore. It sucks so bad, because then you start blaming yourself, and you're wondering, what the hell, should I even be doing this? Should I be spending the time? Blah, blah, blah. It's fun, but sometimes it's mind-numbing. Like, I just want it to be right.
Right.
And there's a resin printer that I want. Resin printing is almost idiot-proof. Like, I've never heard anybody in the multiple videos I've seen about resin printing, nobody talks about, like, you better make sure this is level, and this is this, and this is that. Like, this resin printers are like fucking completely idiot-proof. You just basically plug in the design, go to town. But you better have somebody who can paint, or you're basically gonna get flat objects and all that fun stuff. And which is fine, because a lot of times I build objects that are supposed to be flat for, you know, the reason I, you know, got it. You know, I want to make this. I want a hook for my speaker or for my headphones, so it doesn't need to be, you know, crazy. Gotta head out. Have a good night. See you later, man. Have fun. Thanks for being here. Like, I have so in Apex Legends, when you kill so many people and you become the kill leader, the symbol is a skull with a crown on it. And so I made a headphone wall mount that is the crowned skull. So when I am done with my games, I just put my headphones on that. It looks really cool. And then my wife, she has an octopus on her side with all these like crazy tentacles, which you can hang up anything you want on them. But then the octopus body is big enough to hold her headphones. Yep. Have you played the Demon Slayer video game?
No, I didn't know they had one.
Really?
Yeah, what's that?
It's Steam, Switch, Xbox, and PS5, I believe. It is built by the same people who did the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games. So it's a fighting game, and it's a 3D fighting game. So like it's not just a 2D fighter, you can run around and dodge to the left, right, up, down, towards, backwards, the whole works. It's pretty crazy. It's beautifully done too, and it just looks gorgeous. Can't remember what the name of it is, but it's Demon Slayer something battle. What's that? You already found it? Yeah.
Pull it up on the old Steam app here. Oh man. I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's on sale right now too. I don't know if it's on sale on Steam, but I know I saw the disc the other day on sale.
Yeah, that's newer too, huh?
Yeah, it came out, I want to say December, maybe November. It's this year at least. Or this full year, not 2022.
Have you played it?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I love the Ninja Storm games, so when I heard that it was coming out, I had to have it because it's Demon Slayer, which is a lot of fun, and then it's Ninja Storm, which is one of my favorite fighting games. I was, my wife and I went to Best Buy one day, and we usually don't shop there very often, and I saw this box that was marked on sale, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let me take a look at it. And it was like labeled with like Naruto stuff, and it was Ninja Storm 1, 2, and 3, and the Boruto game for like $75 in a tin. I'm like, well, that's going home. Fucking done. Don't care about anything else. I'm buying this one right now because I get to play all the Ninja Storm games, and then I get to start the Boruto game, which I'm completely stoked on. And I played part of the way through part 1, and I put it down. Haven't picked it back up. Need to pick it back up. I think that's kind of a common thing, though. Like if you've beat a video game before, chances of you going back to it are slim.
Right.
And I played all 3, 1, 2, and 3 before I gave them up. So, like, am I gonna pick this one back up? Don't know. We'll see. Do you play any Apex?
No, I haven't gotten into that one.
It's fast.
Yeah.
So when a lot of people get into it for the first time, that's the main concern that they have is they're like, man, I don't know if I can think this fast. I don't know if I can play this fast. And it's like, man, yeah, I get it. It's fast paced. Like any game where you could log in, pick your character, drop in, and die in the first few seconds, it can get frustrating real quick.
Yeah, I play a lot of first-person shooters. That's just why I didn't try. I think because it was on Origin for so long, you know? Only there. I'm not a big EA fan.
Neither am I.
But now that it's on Steam, it's almost like I should just give it a go.
Well, it's free, so you can always delete it if you don't like it.
I did that with Warframe, you know? You ever play that?
I played Destiny. I had friends who played Warframe, but like it was, for me, like Warframe just felt like a cheap Destiny, which is weird because, you know, like it was a different animal, but it just looked so similar. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, I did. I had gotten $1,500 in the Warframe.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who played so much Warframe that, like, I don't think they'll ever recoup that time, kind of thing.
Yeah. I liked it though.
Yeah, it's when it came out, I'm one of those guys that dumped everything into. We left Destiny to play Anthem, and then Anthem tanked.
Oh yeah.
God, that game was so bad after the first like 30 hours you put into it, you're like, okay, now what? And they're like, well, what do you mean now what? Like, okay, is there an end game here? You know, what am I dealing with? And then they're like, yeah, this is it. This is the game. Like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, and then Silicon Knights folded, and it's like, oh, wow. So you really had no end game, like, even produced or in the works. You were hoping this would be enough for players. You're crazy. Like, you've seen how many people fucking attack people for having a half-done game? You give us an undone game.
Right. Yeah, it looked gorgeous too.
Yeah, there's still people who actually play it for streaming. And, like, it's just basically them running around and tooling things on the highest difficulty because it's, you know, it's something for them to play and have viewers from.
Another one I played for not a handful of hours was Paragon.
Never played that one.
Yeah, that one folded too as soon as Fortnite took off. They're like, wait a minute. Fortnite's a money maker, we're gonna pull all of our assets into that. That was eventually why I got Epic. I got Paragon for free, so.
Yeah, I think I got into Epic for... God, what the hell game was that? There was a game that you could... It was a team-based game. It wasn't Borderlands. It wasn't Fortnite. But you would run around, and it had a decent storyline. You could, like, slide really cool, and there was, like... Man, I really wish I could remember the name of the game. But it was on the Epic Game Store, and I'm like, okay, I'll download it for this game. And we played the hell out of it. I just can't remember the title. Mm-hmm.
Does it start with like an F?
It might.
Yeah, just remember that because you said you could slide really cool.
Yeah. Like one of the levels, like you're actually sliding, the bridge falls through, and you're like sliding on the bridge, like, and it almost had like the Gears of War cover system. And god damn it, it's just gonna bug me that I don't remember the name of it. And I poured quite a few hours into Outsiders or Outlanders, and that game tanked. Like that was Outriders. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, they
That.
did the new DLC now.
Yeah, of course they did. You know, months after everybody walked away from the like, because that one was, once you were done, there was no end game. Now it's grind to get better weapons, and it was like, okay, when are they going to release some DLC? What's going on? And no word from Square Enix about it for over and over and over. And so now it's like, oh, now we're coming out with DLC. Like, too late, we're gone.
Dude, ship sailed.
Yep, we were ready. We wanted that end game, and you gave us nothing. Yeah, what it was is me and one of my friends, we carried one of our good friends through the first part. Like, we were like level like 27, 28 kind of thing, and we're carrying one of our friends to the first parts. And that night we got him to like level 16, and we're like, all right, cool, we'll come back tomorrow, we'll play some more. And then we messaged him, we're like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to make it tonight, we'll be on tomorrow though. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. He grinded all that night, and to the point where he was carrying us after that. Like, he's like, you guys just want to go do these end game things where we play on the heaviest difficulty, and I'll just Sherpa you. You basically sit in the corner and, you know, don't cause any stress. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, how hard did you grind? He's like, yeah, I played all night. I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll sit here and you can Sherpa. Yep. Yeah, it's my friend Chris. He plays so much Destiny that they will Sherpa people. That's like, they'll do the raid each week on all three of their characters, and then for the rest of the week they'll Sherpa people through it left and right all week long. And I'm like, so what happens? Like, do you not want new content? They're like, no, I'm fine with this. And then they come out with the DLC in a couple months, and I'll do the same thing. We'll learn the raid, we'll do the raid, we'll get the weapons, etc. Then we'll Sherpa people. I'm like, you're crazy. Like, that doesn't seem like very much fun if you're just playing the same map over and over and over. Like, at least with like, and I know BRs aren't the way for a lot of people. They don't want to play the BR games because it just feels like it's repetition. But at least with that, you're getting new players to play against, and sometimes they'll like switch up their team dynamics, and so then it's all it's kind of brand new each time. You drop into a different zone, and yeah. But some people, it's like, nope, same map, same. Like the bosses are all going to spawn in the same sequence, and
right. We killed them in 4.3 seconds this time.
Yep.
That's good. Last time it took 4.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or like the guys who figure out how to like one phase the main like raid bosses. Like, all right, so stand right here. You press the button. We're gonna shoot him. We're done. Like, okay, and go. And then it's like, oh, it's done. And you're like, ooh, that was fun.
You have to run this way for 45 minutes? Hang on, I can jump through this area and we're there.
Yep.
And now everybody's spawning at the bottom.
Yep, walk in there, collect your loot. We're finished with this one.
Right.
And that's what kind of bugs me about it, is like, once you get somebody who can do the Sherpa, like, they'll be like, all right, just press this button and it'll bypass the storyline so we can just get to the killing. And I'm like, but I've never done this before. Well, but we would just want, we just want to get you through this. And like, okay, cool. Well, I don't get to see the storyline because you guys are in a rush. I'd rather just play the damn map at this point. Yeah, after a certain amount of time, friends of mine that I used to play Destiny with didn't want to like partner up with me for raids, because I have the weirdest dumb luck that if we do a raid, I will always get the raid weapon first drop. Like, and these guys would, 5, 6, 7 times through the same raid trying to get that one weapon. They pull me in once. They're like, "Hey, we need a 6. Can you come in?" Yep, no problem. And all of a sudden, boom, the weapon drops right in my palm, and they're like, "That's some bullshit. This is the 7th time I've done this raid, and I've still not seen that gun." I'm like, "Well, I can't trade you, sorry." Because Destiny still doesn't have a trade system. It never will, though, because it creates too much hassle. Like, I don't know if you were video gaming when Diablo was doing trading. Like, people were making so much money on eBay.
Selling soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
What's the currency? Selling for Jordan. I can't believe all the videos for Diablo Immortal coming out now.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about how much it would cost to fully gear a character.
Yeah, I'm actually not going to be playing that or anything else Blizzard for quite a long time. I'm just done. Until we get some form of actual apology for the behavior of their staff, that whole company can rot. Like, Blizzard / Activision is the same company, just bought by Microsoft. I get it, but it still doesn't matter. They still have, unless they fired the entire staff, you still possibly have molesters, rapists, and pieces of shit on your staff.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, unless they wiped everybody off and basically said, all of you are fired. Did you not hear about the whole Activision thing?
No.
So basically, Activision / Blizzard multiple times has had complaints from female people that devs would sexually harass them. Like, this is your job, we're talking about, like, whether or not you're gonna be employed. At like conventions and stuff like that, they had what they called the Cosby Room. Stuff like that. It's fucked up stuff, and we got a blanket canned apology, like, yeah, we're sorry. And it's like, that's not how you apologize. Like, you guys did some really effed up shit.
Right.
And here we are months and months later, and there still has not been an actual formal apology or saying this will never happen again or anything. It was like, we know that we have some stuff to work on, blah, blah, blah. Like, Blizzard had a massive walkout. Like, the entire staff did a walkout in the middle of the day once the news started popping up about it all. So I went home and I uninstalled Battle.net, and I haven't played a Blizzard game since. And that's crazy because I've been playing Overwatch since it was a beta, and Overwatch 2 just came out, and I'm never gonna touch it.
Wait, Overwatch 2 is out?
Yeah, and it's terrible.
I haven't heard a thing about it.
It's basically Overwatch 1, only they changed a few things. They made Doomfist a tank class instead of an offensive player. He's a tank now. I'm like, oh, cool. So you changed him. What else did you change for no fucking reason at all?
Yeah, I haven't played that game since they started introducing new characters. Like, we put a lot of time into it, and I remember the first new character was that sniper with the little...
Ana.
Ana, yep.
Yeah, it's Farah's mother.
It was pretty much all quit playing right then.
Oh.
Doomfist must have been after that.
Doomfist was after that, yep. Doomfist, Orisa, Sigma. Quite a few characters came after Ana.
I would run Zarya the most.
What's that?
I would run Zarya the most, I remember.
It's very few and far between that you can find people who can play Zarya. I never learned how to use her properly, And it's crazy because we were always looking for a Zarya main to play with us. And our friend Gabe knew, or like his wife never really played. And then she picked up Zarya because she liked the character so much that she just worked really hard, and she was a monster with Zarya. Like, she knew how to power up that damn gun so fucking fast that she would lay waste to their tanks.
Yeah, for the whole time I was playing, I think that you could run stats, you know, and check your rank and all that against everybody. I was like top 1% for Zarya points per second for a very long time.
Nice.
She was perfect for like just off point. Like not on point, not the DPS, not the tank, not front point, but just right off point.
Yep. Well, that's I used to play Junkrat all the time. He was one of my mains, and people always talk shit about Junkrat, and I'm like, he's a defensive character. You guys are all playing him like he's an offensive character. If you look at his little like where they're split, he's listed as defense.
Right.
Play him defensively, like, which means you should never fucking see his ass. He's got a grenade that bounces off walls. If you play him right, nobody will ever see him. They'll just see his grenades, and it's far too late by then.
Yeah, his Junkrat's close too.
Yep. And then I'm like, oh well, I want to play healer instead because I like playing support classes. But I did not like Mercy one little bit, and when they gave us Moira, I'm like, oh my god, this is my girl right here. I can play this all day long. You probably quit before Moira.
Yeah, I never saw her.
So Moira was a doctor who she was working with. Her power is her left hand gives life, her right hand takes away life. So her whole thing is that she can basically spray health on her teammates with one hand, but you can only use one hand at a time, and then her other one literally draws life like a vampire out of your opponents. And then her ultimate is like a combination of the two beams, or the combination of the two sprays, but it becomes more of a beam, so you can like superpower your teammates or just lay waste to, because it's a straight shot that has no drop off. Right. So you can map people with her. And
that's pretty sweet, because I didn't like the sniping single people.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of movement on my team, and if I couldn't shoot my own team.
That you had to be like the boss sniper if you were going to play Ana. Like, she is, like your sniping skills have to be on point in order to play her. You can't just be a Widowmaker and flick shot. You actually have to be able to pull off those shots.
I never ever played Widow. Although I was super good with McCree.
Yeah, he's not even McCree anymore. So one of the devs that got in trouble for the sexual harassment lawsuit, they named McCree after him, so they changed his name.
Who is he now?
His name is like Cassidy.
Huh.
Yep, they had to because like the fans were really upset. Like I said, it got bad. It was real bad.
So I was only good with the retired character.
Yep. He's not retired. He's the same character.
Right.
Just they had to rename him because they're like, yeah, he's got to go because the fans are really getting pissed.
I can play really annoying Tracer too.
See, that's what Tracer's supposed to be, though. Like, when people played Tracer too offensively, I'm like, no. She's a mosquito. Piss him off, leave. Piss him off, leave. Like, that's her job. Don't play her like you're going to run through and kill everybody. She can kill a Reinhardt. She can. She's very, very good and very powerful in the right hands. But if you think you're just going to run in there and kill a Reinhardt, no problem, you're sadly mistaken. She has to pick him.
Yeah, you're gonna get slammed into a wall and dumpster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Reinhardt is probably one of the ones that over the generational changes of how they've changed the characters, he's probably the only one who hasn't changed as much. Like his kit's pretty much always been his kit.
They did a good job on him. He really is very good for his tanky position.
Mm-hmm.
He's balanced. He doesn't have, he has offensive capabilities for sure, but if you push him, he can get dumpster pretty quick.
Well, and then like how I was talking about how Junkrat's a defense character. That's another one that really sucked is Roadhog. They put him in as a tank. He's not a tank. He's a bruiser. He's a different play. Like his whole thing is he can tank a lot of damage, but his whole thing is being offensive in a defensive manner. Like he is your mid-ground guy, not your front runner. If he's your front runner, you're fucked. Yeah.
He was plenty of good Roadhog and stuff too. Yeah, they do a lot of damage real quick.
Mm-hmm. One game that I never got into. I love first-person shooters, and I don't know how people do it, is fucking Rainbow Six. Siege, yeah, that game that's a different level.
I played it for a little bit, but yeah, it was only a couple seasons.
And as far as I know, like, everybody that I've talked to says that the fucking community is toxic as fuck.
Oh, it's terrible. And you can't make it worse than the opponents.
That's, yeah, well, I mean, that's mostly how toxicity works for video games. Like, I used to play League of Legends. You want to talk toxic, there you go. League is all about, yeah, I fucked your mom last night. Whoa. It's like, we're on the same team. Yeah, and I still fucked your mom. Like, okay, cool, thanks.
It's like the joke in this little COD, it's like every 12-year-old in a COD lobby.
Yep. After we're all done and all that fun stuff, I definitely want to see this back in about a month so I can take a look at it and see if it needs any touch-ups, all that kind of fun stuff. Like we were talking about that one with the one client on in the chat. I want to make sure that it looks good, because if you're not stoked about it, then why should I be? So I always take a look at tattoos about 3 weeks to a month later and just say, hey, is there any touch-ups that need to happen? If so, I'll take care of them, no problem, get you on your way, and then I'm stoked about your tattoo. Hopefully you're stoked about your tattoo, and we're both in good favor. Thank you very much. We're almost done. Just knocking in these last little bits before I do the light skin tone on him, and then the white, and finito. I had a dude call me last night about getting a tattoo, and he's like, oh yeah, I want to get this done, this done, and this done, and he's talking about like, I want to get my stomach done and my rib cage, and I'm like, nope. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I don't tattoo those, I don't tattoo, you know, front of throat or stomach and belly areas anymore. And he's like, are you serious? I'm like, yep. No time for it. It's the skin is gummy. The client usually doesn't sit super well. I'd rather not do it.
Right. Yeah, no, it's hard when you're sitting there and getting something in the middle of your neck, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Well, a neck is a weird one because with your neck, you have to, like, a lot of times I have to lay it on the table and then have your neck, your like head leaning back over the back end of the table so that it stretches open that neck skin. And it's like a lot of people can't sit like that for very long, so they just don't. When I got my throat done, I fell asleep, but I was really comfortable. I was hanging out with my friend who was tattooing me, and I just looked at her. I'm like, is it cool if I go to sleep? And she's like, you're gonna sleep through your throat? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, don't snore. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I thought, like, people were, you know, thought that was crazy or whatever. And I was working with one of my friends over at a shop in St. Paul, and he told me the same story that, you know, basically he's like, I fell asleep through my throat. And I'm like, yeah, me too. That's crazy. He's like, yeah, people look at me like I'm a weirdo for being able to sleep through my throat. I'm like, me too. I get called a liar. Like, you were high as fuck when you did that, huh? And I'm like, well, considering I'm a sober kid, no. I've been sober for 26 years. What do you think I'm doing? Just handling it.
Yeah, I don't have a super high pain tolerance. I mean, it's not bad, but like my chest, that's not.
I'm sure.
Just under the dentist at first. There you go.
Crazy. Usually it's like 5:30 on or 5 o'clock on a freaking Saturday. Usually this place is jumping. I can hear cackling coming from down the halls as all the women are like talking before they go off and hang out for the weekend or whatever. Like it's like, yay, witches cackling. Either that or the penguin, one of the two. Yep. And most ladies here are really nice, but every once in a while, like, one's kind of bitchy, and I'm like, but why? Like there was one that she had her salon was just down the hall here from me, and she would always make jokes. She's like, and they say, when we're done with your hair, you can get a tattoo, ha 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 ha, and it's like, cool, because that's what I do. I walk past people's salons and I go, hey, when you're done getting a tattoo, you can get your hair done, ha 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 ha.
Right.
Like, you belittle my freaking profession one more time, just one, and I'm gonna be petty as fuck. Yeah, she doesn't work here anymore though, so I'm fine with it.
Actually, ma'am, I'm not accepting new clientele right now. My books are closed.
Mm-hmm. I've had a couple people ask me, like, you know, hey, I want to get like this tattooed, and I just tell them like straight up, like, please do me a favor and look at my portfolio before you ask me about tattoos, because I will put $150 billion down that your 74-year-old ass is not getting an anime tattoo. You are not going to be like, oh, Jared, you know what I really want? A fucking Jujutsu Kaisen tattoo. Cool, you're 74. What the fuck? Like, my brain would melt if that happened. Or if, like, some grandpa walked in and be like, yeah, I want a Goku tattoo, but he's got to be Ultra Instinct. I'd be like, no fucking way. Where's Ash and Kutcher? I'm getting punked here. I'm on candid camera or something. Nope. Mm-mm. Speaking of the devil, I said something and now everybody's being loud in the halls.
Right. This party still on.
There was a kid that I knew once upon a time, and that's what he wanted as his tattoo. He wanted just the word "the party," so that he could literally say the party's here. And I'm like, God damn it, I hate you so much for this, because I want to do that tattoo. I want to be the responsible for your shitty fucking dad joke. I heard a good dad joke today too, and I cannot remember what the fuck it is. But it was really good. I'm like, oh, that's just so bad. Did you ever see the movie Mystery Men? With Ben Stiller and Dane Cook and stuff like that? No? It's so good. It got slept on. It made shit in the box office, but it's like a cult classic on VHS or DVD. It's brilliant. It's like the Avengers if they were real people.
Wait, is that the one where they're like, no, that's Neighborhood Watch, right?
I don't know. I've never seen Neighborhood Watch. Mystery Men is Pee Wee Herman, Ben Stiller, Jeffrey Rush, Janine Garofalo, William H. Macy,
All fantastic.
Eddie Izzard, Greg Kinnear. The movie is massively jam-packed with stars. And then, like, you have, like, there's, like, a scene where they have to do, where they're, like, interviewing other superheroes to, like, go help them fight the Dr. Evil kind of guy. And so they have, like, they're just having tryouts in the back of one of the kids, or one of the guys who's got kids' lawns, and Dane Cook walks up and he's like, "I'm the Waffle, and I will hunt, I will fight these guys with my waffle iron of justice," and blah blah blah. But the thing about it is they didn't really give him any direction. They said, "Okay, so your character's the Waffle, just show up in whatever clothes you want to show up in order to be your character," blah blah blah. And he shows up with his waffle iron and like his syrup of truth and stuff like that, and a waffle iron that he uses, and he had like fake burn marks on his face from a waffle iron that he had makeup on, and it all looked really really fun. And when he gets there though, both the director and Ben Stiller walk over and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? I'm the Waffler." And they're like, "No, like waffle between two decisions." He's like, "I'm going with this." and and that's what he said. He's like, "This is a better idea." And so like he had to basically do that in front of a panel of Janeane Garofalo and Pee Wee Herman and William H. Macy and stuff like that. And they're all dying laughing, but Ben Stiller was not having it. He was so pissed. As soon as Dane Cook was done with his part, he's like, "Next, we're done. I'm going to my trailer," kind of thing. He was mad that his character was actually really well done. And I'm just wondering if he was mad because it's like, why didn't we fucking think of that?
Right. Now I'm going with this. This is much better.
Yep. Well, I mean, like Janeane Garofalo, she's one of the characters. She plays the bowler, and the bowler is this woman who her father was killed by one of the underlings of like the main bad guy, and so she took her father's skull and had it implanted inside of a bowling ball that now her father's spirit controls the ball. So she'll like throw the ball and it will like seek out the bad guy and knock them on their ass. It's really really funny because she shows up and then they're like, "What's your power?" And she just opens up the bag and like the skull is very visible in the bowling ball, and it just goes ham and starts wailing on things. It's super funny. God, that movie's great. Can't believe you've never seen it.
I know.
There's quite a few movies in this world where when somebody says, "Nope, never even heard of it," like my brain doesn't know how to process that. Like,
That's one of them.
cannot compute. I'm back, looking good. Thank you very much. God, yeah, there's so many movies that have like these massive star-studded casts, and people are like, "I've never even heard of this movie." Like, how did you miss this one? But yet you saw Avengers in theaters 8 times.
Yeah, I've definitely never seen that. It's almost like Neighborhood Watch is kind of similar, but they don't do superheroes.
Okay, did you ever see Kick-Ass?
Yeah, great movie.
I liked it. I was sad when Nick
Bad Dad?
yeah, when Nick died.
Yeah, so was I. It's a rough scene.
What was his name in that show? What was his superhero name? Was he Bat something?
Yeah, I thought he was Bad Dad.
Oh, Bat Dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonder how they got away with that.
Right.
Like how What the hell are you going to have a name that your character looks similar to Batman, and he's not called Batman, but he's dressed just like Batman, has a little sidekick, he has a yellow freaking utility belt, the whole works.
Yeah, and I didn't know what he was like saying until I saw it a couple times, and then I watched it with subtitles. Because when he's dying, you know, he's being burned or whatever.
Oh, the screaming where he's like, use the magnesium,
Yeah, he's got all the different, like, training that they've gone through, and he's shouting out different, like,
Mhm.
I think I kind of picked up on it, but when I saw it the first time, it was like so much going on.
I rarely get out to do normal things. I haven't seen any movies or popular shows, just work, gym, games. Yeah, no, I get you. Most of the movies that I ever talk about are older movies that, you know, are on streaming services or VHS, if you have a VHS or a DVD player. I still own VHS tapes. I can't believe I'm actually probably just going to get rid of them during this move, because I don't think I need VHS tapes around anymore. Don't even own a VCR anymore. Alright, eyes, and that's it. We're done.
I see a lot of color looking back there.
I hope so. There's a lot of color in there. You moving? Yes. Sarah and I are gonna we're gonna move from Richfield. We're gonna try to move out to Egan. We're looking at a bunch of houses out there. Over the next few days / couple weeks, I'll be packing whenever I'm not here and getting our. Well, hopefully it only takes me about another week or so to pack so that we can get everything out. And because we have to, our real estate agent is hiring a stager to come in and basically tell us what we need to make it look right, so that it's going to give us the most options of people coming in and trying to buy it. The house next to us is kind of a joke, and it's selling for $400K, and they haven't. Okay, so it was a hospice for the past 5 years. So it's technically a 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom, which is really funny, or 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom, or something like that. It's something weird, but the bedroom is like, you know, a 10 by 10 bedroom. This has no dining room. It has a kitchen. It has barely a living room. It's more of a lobby. So it's basically just bedrooms. There's no like area to set up an entertainment area. No basement. No attic. No garage. And so that's why I say it's kind of a joke. Like if our house doesn't sell for way more than that house, I'll be kind of disappointed in the market, because we have a finished basement, a finished upstairs attic space, 2 full bedrooms, and then the main level has pretty much a brand new bathroom. The lower level has a brand new bathroom. Our kitchen's all brand new. All of our appliances are brand new. All brand new hardwood floors, new electric. Everything's up to code. All the plumbing's up to code. Brand new AC, brand new HVAC. I mean, like, our house is basically all brand new on the interior. So if it sells for less than that house, I'll be flabbergasted. I don't have VHS, but you still have your SNES and all your games. It's a good system to have. A lot of good fun stuff in the SNES, except for now with the Switch, they've been putting on SNES games and Genesis games and stuff, so you can play so many new fun games in that on that system. Just awesome. And then today's the 10th, right? Yeah, Mario Super Strikers comes out today on the Switch. I might actually end up buying it because I love me some soccer, and Mario Soccer sounds even more fun. It's easy to emulate those kart games on PC, but I just they don't have the same feel. Well, it's because your PC chokes the game. So the emulator is trying to decode and make your buttons match the code. So it's never going to be truly the same because you're working with a computer that can power your house with how many computations it can make per second versus the SNES, which was like 16 to 20 computations a second. Like it was, so it chokes it. It doesn't know what to do. Like there's a lot of emulated games that are really, really close, but most of them are not even comparable. Like I am a big fan of an anime called Neon Genesis Evangelion. Well, on the Super Famicom, no, not the Famicom, the N64 for Japan, they made a Neon Genesis Evangelion game. Emulated, it's decent, but it's much better on the actual Japanese N64.
I don't know what y'all think, but I think that's
Gotta get a good picture. And I'll let you stand up and give it a look in the mirror, and I'll wrap you up. All right, sir. Go check it out in the mirror and tell me what you think.
Alright, let's see this bit of one.
Hope you like it, because then it's not going anywhere now.
Take it off.
What do you think? Thank you very much.
The hands and the eyes, man, the hardest stuff in anime. Like, just makes the
eyes are
character-
actually a lot easier because when I was a kid, one of the ways that I learned how to draw eyes is somebody said that the hardest things to draw are eyes, feet, and hands. So I focused on learning how to draw those, so everything else was easy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
You nailed it, man. That's
Thank you very much.
awesome.
All right, sir. Jump back on up there. I'll clean it up one more time and wrap you up, and you're on your way home. Well, to work, but
Yeah, I mean, that can, just make the character.
yes. Well, yeah, because anime characters speak through their eyes so much. Like, their mouth could barely move, but as long as their eyes tell the story, you can almost turn off the subtitles or even the audio, and you can read anime just by their facial features.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nuts, but works out pretty well. Have you ever had Sanoderm on before?
No.
So Sanoderm is what I'm putting on currently. It's a sticker. If you can, I want you to try to keep this sticker on for 4 days.
Okay.
At the end of that time, you're gonna jump in the shower and peel away the sticker after it's had enough warm water kind of blasted against it. The sticker will become a little bit more gummy, a little bit more pliable. It'll peel right off. If it starts to want to come off before that 4 days is up, notify me via email, and I'll give you a different set of instructions on how to take care of it. But it's pretty simple. Once it's been on for about 4 days, when you peel it off, your tattoo's pretty much done. You won't have to worry about shit. So yeah, it's just all about trying to make sure that this stays on there for that amount of time.
Are you talking like Tuesday or Wednesday?
So today is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
I don't remember what day it is usually anymore because I work 7 days a week. So for me, it's whenever people are like, well, okay, so how many days? That many. 4 days from whatever today is.
That's how it is with shift too, you know. It's like today's my Monday, but it's Saturday, so.
Mm-hmm. You said today's your Monday?
Yeah.
Oof.
That just means, because I do 5 on, 3 off.
Sure.
We work 9-hour shifts. So it adds up at the end of the year, but it's,
All right. So as this stuff ages over the next few days, it will fill a little bit. It'll look murky. It's going to be excess ink and plasma and all that fun stuff. Don't worry about it. Leave it alone.
okay.
Don't pop it. Don't try to drain it. Let it do its thing, and it will treat you right.
Okay. Just leave it alone until
Yep.
Tuesday.
Basically, yeah, let your tattoo do its thing. Let your body do its thing. Leave the sticker alone.
And then when can I just try not to get it wet if I when I'm showering? Before
You can
I-
shower all you want. I wouldn't recommend letting water hit it directly because that doesn't feel super awesome.
Right.
But everything else, you're good to go. All right, you're more than welcome to sit like a normal person, and we'll do the hard part. I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. Thanks very much for being here. I love you to death. Thank you for your support. Yeah, that's about it. See you guys later. Bye bye.